Okay, so this is a philosophical argument more than anything, but it does use quantum physics and our science as a base of reasoning to get to the conclusion that we will get to. Okay, so the reason why I say eternal here is because from the law of conservation of energy, which is from our understanding of quantum physics, it states that energy could not be created or destroyed, only transformed from one form to another, which means that energy, everything that makes up our reality and our existence, whether it's light, matter, or sound, it cannot be destroyed. It does not go to nothing. And that's what I mean by this statement right here. And we understand that logically, nothing cannot make something. So what this means is that if everything in our existence cannot be destroyed and it cannot go to nothing, and if we understand that nothing cannot make something, then life and everything in our existence is eternal. It has always been here. And what this means is that what we think of as creation is only the manipulation of energy that has always been here. So it has never been creation from nothing. It has only been the manipulation of energy that has always been. And now you understand that life and everything in our existence is eternal. It has always been here. So this one's a little interesting because it's going to be using a little bit more philosophical reasoning. But listen, all energy, no matter what it is, we understand that it has order, it has properties, and it always works as it should. All energy works off strict laws that it never goes against. No thing happens for no reason. It always works as it should, which only means that we have to understand it. So what this means is that for energy to have order, to have properties, to always work under strict laws, this means that energy is always staying in order. Logically, energy is always staying in its order. And what do we understand from the word to stay? Staying is an action. So we understand that the energy is staying in order. And for something to stay, this is an action. And an action doesn't come from nothing. We know that there has to be an intention that is causing that action. And what do we also understand from an intention? An intention also logically does not come from nothing. An intention means that something is putting that intention there. So if now we understand logically that all energy has an intention within itself to stay in order always, what this means is that logically there is some type of, I would say, mind that is within all energy that is putting that intention there for that energy to stay always within its order. And that's just logic. But you know it has to be there. So now we understand that logically, connecting these 2 points, there is a eternal intention and is literally one with energy, which implies that there is some type of eternal mind that we cannot necessarily comprehend, but we know has to be there. So now that we understand the eternal intention that is one with all energy, I want to emphasize this next point because through our own quantum physics, through our own science, we understand that everything that makes up our reality, that makes up existence, whether it's light, matter, or sound, we understand that it's all energy. Light can heat matter, causing it to vibrate and produce sound. Matter can absorb and re-emit light, and sound can cause matter to vibrate. So what this means is that everything is interconnected. Everything is connected in one way, shape, or form, which logically means the eternal intention that we now understand has to be there is also logically connected with everything. So now we understand that logically there is a eternal intention that is connected and one with everything, that makes no mistakes, it is not random, everything happens for a reason, and exactly as it should. So now, this eternal intention that is connected with everything, that makes no mistakes, it is not random, and where everything works as it should, what do we understand about you? You are literally a part of it. This intention embodies you, it is making up you. It also embodies life. And it also, more specifically, which is a point I want to emphasize, it made your consciousness, the way you feel alive, which is an unexplained territory within our science. And you are your own proof of that. Doesn't matter what science even says at this point, because you know you feel alive. You know you feel like you. So now that you know that this eternal intention made you, and you are literally a part of it, and since now we understand that everything works as it should, what does it mean for you to work as you should? Well, what is everything that life is to you? Even when you were a baby, you understand that babies cry and they smile and everything in between. And what is more directly tied to? Feelings of good and bad. But instead of saying good and bad, let's emphasize the word want. Because everything that you do in life is because you want to do it. Don't lie to yourself. Everything that you do in life is a choice to do something. And you know that everything that you do is to want to feel good. No one seeks pain for pain. No one wants to feel hurt. No one wants to feel not wanting, let's say. This is why it's called hurt. This is why it's called pain. Everything that anyone does and everything that you do in life is either one, to feel good, two, to feel as good as possible, three, to avoid an ultimate hurt, or four, someone knows that they're performing an action that causes hurt. But at that point, we know that that is hurt. That's why it's called hurt. So it's a not wanting because no one truly wants to feel bad. And you know this. And yes, I understand that feelings of good and bad can be subjective. Yes, but we gotta look at it from the core of what everything is. If this eternal intention made you, which applies to everyone that is a part of it as well, then what is it's telling you is this: for you to work as you should means for you to feel good and for everyone to feel good. Now you understand that to feel good by causing someone else a bad feeling, or for you to allow bad feelings and not wanting feelings upon yourself, we go against life. We go against the eternal intention for our lives. We go against how we should work. You get it? And this is why when we go against that intention for our lives, we have bad feelings. And this is where we understand our innate morals, which is also another philosophical argument. And using this reasoning that we have just stated throughout this video, we understand that our innate morals comes from us wanting to feel good, but also how this applies to everyone at the same time. So now you get rid of deceived good feelings, which come from causing someone else hurt for you to feel a deceived good, is what we're going to call it. And I'm sure you've heard of the sayings, as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting others, then it's okay. And I'm sure you've heard of the golden rule, which we all learn, which is don't do something to someone else that you wouldn't want back on yourself. And guess why these sayings exist? Because now we understand that this is everything that life is to us, wanting to feel good and how this applies to everyone. So even if you're not necessarily conscious about this, everything that we do in life is still working off this intention. And this is what it means for you to work as you should, for you to feel good and apply that to everyone. And I'm sure we can all agree on that. So now we understand even more that when we live by the eternal intention for our lives, then that's what we truly want anyways. So now to conclude this, now we understand the eternal intention that is connected and one with everything, that makes no mistakes, it is not random, where everything happens for a reason and it works as it should. And this intention made you, you, it embodies life and existence itself, and it also made your consciousness and your ability to feel alive. And we understand that now what this intention for your life is, and for you to work as you should, means what? For you to feel good and apply that to everyone, because that's everything that you do in life and want in life, to feel good. And I know what you might be asking. Why do bad things happen then if this intention wants me to feel good? Well, what's something else that we understand that everything in life is to us? We understand that we have a choice. Yes, we are born into certain situations, and yes, we are affected by these surroundings. But again, what are these surroundings formed by? By people's choices, the butterfly effect. And what does it mean for something to be good? That means, implied within itself, that there is a bad, because you cannot have a good without a bad. You cannot feel wanting if there is not a state of not wanting. You get it? But my main point that I wanted to get across in this video is the eternal intention that we know is there now, and that intention's intention for our lives, which is to feel good, and apply that to everyone. So it's for all of us to feel good at the same time. And now you know how to logically stand on that. And since we have the ability to go against the eternal intention for our lives, since we have the ability to do that here, that means that logically, I'm sure we've all heard about talks of heaven and life after death. Maybe that means we're here to learn how to live our lives and how to live by what we truly want, which is not to go against life, not to go against that eternal intention, but live and feel truly good by applying that to everyone with our choice. And thank you for listening.